The Techno Knights present at the Roundtables. Welcome, noble guests, to another edition of At the Roundtables. On this 24th Saturday of February, we come to you live from the Knights' quarters at the castle. Turn yourselves on and tune in for a musical crusade with thy resident and quest Techno Knight, Adam Madrigal. Hey guys, what's going on? I'm here with DJ Adam Madrigal. Thanks, Adam, for joining us here today at the Roundtables.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. So, tell us a little bit about when did you first fall in love with DJing? Was there a specific moment in time that you remembered, like, man, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, it's all started, early 2000s, going to different raves, like warehouse parties, and especially like, the early club days in San Antonio. It was like a good movement for house music. And so I was always that kid that went up to the DJ booth and was like, hey, what's the song? What's the song? Instead of requesting songs, I've always been curious because there was, other clubs where it was really big when it came to 80s music and straight up, indie music. But I always try to reach out to, the places that played house. And so that's when I saw, the DJs just doing their thing when it came to like spinning on vinyl. And, that's the moment I was like, that's what I want to do. And then, a lot of DJs actually taught me some stuff, gave me a good direction of what equipment to buy. And that's where I started off at, back in 2005. So that's when I started DJing.
Cool. What were some of the clubs that you'd go to here?
Petticoat Junction.
Okay.
Definitely. Limelight was always a big one back then. Because it was always like, it was popular back then when it came to like straight up club music. And Davenport, that's where it opened. That's where house music, opened up the doors for me. Was Davenport. It's now a Starbucks. It breaks my heart every day I pass by there because it's on Houston Street downtown. So every time I see the Starbucks, I'm like, man, it's Davenport, because it was 2 stories, 2 levels.
Oh,
and,
wow, very cool.
And it was, back then it was, the dance floor would be like a full on like party. It wouldn't be empty from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. It was always like a steady dance floor. And that's cool. The vibe that I miss.
Gotcha, understandable.
Yeah, and then, but it was a Jack in the House too. That was the popular sound back then, was Jack in the House.
Gotcha, that's super cool. That's where it all started.
Yeah.
What musical figure, has really, had a big influence on you as you've, got into DJing and as you've continued to get better and better? Who's been a huge influence with you? Any genre?
Yeah, I'd have to say A-Track. A-Track is one of my biggest influences because I actually worked with him. I pushed his products when it came to his Fool's Gold label.
Okay.
I worked with him at South by Southwest a few years, and he just let me handle his products, and I threw out all his merchandise while he would perform, and so I really respected him a lot because back then I wasn't playing a lot of electro house, and that was his big thing. He was producing a whole bunch of electro house, and now he's known for trap, your top 40 type of EDM sound, but he can still play house. He can. If you go to any of his shows, he can genre hop fast, and he does it in a smooth way to where like, hey, that's real DJing right there. To where, he could satisfy everybody he could play 5 hip hop songs within 5 minutes, and from there he could switch it up to something else. And so I'd have to say he's one of my biggest influences. That's
beautiful, man. It's beautiful. He has some roots. He can play anything. It's fantastic. As a child, do you remember any song in particular that really just sticks out that made you, fall in love with music?
Actually, The Doors.
The Doors.
Light My Fire, because my parents happened to take me to the movie right when it came out. That's what opened up the doors for me to listen to The Doors in general. And then so, those songs where I was like, man, like this, this is pure, rock and roll. And then from there, I just got into Nirvana and all that
Sure.
grunge rock music. That's
For sure.
that's what it was all about when I was a little kid. Grunge rock.
Got it. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Great. It's good stuff though.
Yeah.
Here going forward with your music career, where do you see yourself going the next 2 to 3 years? Like in a perfect world.
One of my many goals is to. There's a couple labels I really want to shoot make some releases on, because right now I'm in the middle of production work, so there's a few mini labels that are not too big but not too small, to where the music I'm aiming for to make is, I think it'll fit in the right place for these certain labels that I want to get on. So that's what I just want to see my name on a record.
Gotcha.
So there's low budget record labels that I like a lot, and so
Sure.
that's a mini goal of mine, is to see my name on a record. So
That's beautiful.
yeah, so that's what I want to get. I want to get some records pressed pretty soon, within the next couple of years.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome, Adam.
Yeah.
And for other people wanting to get into DJing, wanting to get into some music in general, what kind of advice would you give someone looking to pursue music as a career?
I would tell them to just stick with their sound. It's not an easy thing to develop, but once they find their hitch, stick with it. Don't let anyone tell you what to play or what not to play. You do you. That's always been my biggest thing.
Absolutely. Sticking to what you love and what sets your soul on fire.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you, because that's what makes you unique as a person.
Yeah.
And
It separates you as a DJ, because now these days everybody is a DJ, but
Yeah.
but everybody develops their own style, and that's why that's why I like to go see my big names, favorites, all my oh my god, this I'm expected to hear their style, and,
Definitely.
People respect me for that, and that's for anyone starting out. That's what I recommend, is you do you.
Absolutely. Well, Adam, thank you for being with us today here at the Roundtables. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And again, we'll see you next.
Yeah, for
See you
sure.
next time.
Thank you, Obutes listeners of sound, for tuning into at The Roundtables. The Techno Knights hope you've enjoyed the show. Prithee be sure to check us out at www.tharoundtables.com and follow us on facebook.com/TheRoundtables, twitter.com/TheRoundtables, mixcloud.com/TheRoundtables, soundcloud.com/TheRoundtables.